This is Posha Malcolm. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am at ProFusion Expo 2024, where we have all things imagery. Yes, audio, visual, yes, everything. So we have, let me give you a little snapshot of how the place looks where I am.
Even the politicians bragging how they closed them down, that they would rather have a marijuana operation than bragging.
You've got a lot of good material.
Yeah, so it's and keep them in all.
Still till their side.
And I think when you see that,
Yes, so it's all things media, social media, content creation, every single thing that you can think of when it comes to content creating is here. Movies, yes! And I just want to share this with you. Okay, guys, let me share this with you.
Yes, you can. Cool, buddy. Have a good one.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Can you tell me about this, how everything is set up here?
I'm not going to do it on camera.
Oh, let me take you off. Go ahead.
What do you want to know?
I just wanted to tell me what's happening right here. I see that moving. I see something on the screen.
Yeah, so we have it's called a scope camera.
Yes.
Which is this guy right here. And it's screwed into a mounting plate that's on a phone. So this is just a Galaxy cell phone.
Okay.
And we're just
So that's
running the
phone.
camera
Yes.
on the phone. And it's a macro lens. So if you see, that's live up there on the screen.
Yes.
So it's a very close focal point.
Wow.
And then now it's going to go into the building.
Yes.
And then if you look up here, you can see the footage as it's entering the building, going down the hallway.
Right.
It's getting a kind of a shot that a camera could never get.
Right.
You know, like you could never take your camera and squeeze it through the doorway.
Right.
So we've got the Pro Glass. And we're running the whole thing here on what's called a camera slider, which is just a little motorized dolly.
Motorized dolly.
Yeah, so it's got a little
Yes.
battery, little wheels.
There you
And
go.
it does its thing.
Wow, amazing. I like this setup. Wow. So tell me, that's how they make movies?
I mean, that's how we make in this movie. I can't speak to all the other ones out there. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of see what we're getting into there.
So what is it that you sell? Do you sell the belt? Do you sell the equipment here?
Everything.
Oh, everything.
So we make and manufacture the lens,
Yes.
the cage that goes around the camera, all the stands. We make the slider, we make the tripod, we make the arms, we even make the sandbag on the bottom.
Oh my, to balance it out, eh?
Everything. And then also all the lights. This is our light up here.
Yes,
The C-stand we make.
yes.
Really everything. Everything except for the Lego and the TV.
Who built the Lego?
Yeah, we can't claim the Lego.
I tell you, but it's cute though.
It's great, right?
Yes, it is. I like this. Interesting. So where can people find this equipment?
Newer is our company name. Newer, just Google it. You can see it kind of at the back of the thing
Yes.
there. Here it is, Newer on our thing. That's our company.
You create, we illuminate.
That's right.
All right. Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good
All
one.
right. Have a good day. So guys, there you have it. Yes, movies being made right here. So that machine gets this lens right here, goes all the way into the building, and it is shown on the camera. Isn't that amazing? Oh my, I tell you. So I'm going to just take you around. We are live. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. So I'm just going to take you around and let you see what ProFusion looks like. It's an event that showcases everything in content creating, imagery, lights, camera, action. Yes, wisdom, spark, motivation. It is. It's a mind-blowing thing to see so many of these equipments around at one location. Normally you're going to Best Buy or those specified stores and you see them, but to see so many people, you know, having these equipments. Oh, here we have stands. All right, and these are high-tech. These are, some of them are really new. This is the event that persons will come to every year and learn about new invention, new products on the block. And it's well supported. So we have lenses over here. Look at that. All types of lenses for your cameras. Wow. I saw a camera earlier that shows what the movie industry uses. And there we have the drones, high-tech drones. Yeah? Nice. Oh, here we have one. Sorry, guys.
You have to go underneath it.
It is on tomorrow as well. For 2 days, and it's free. You register
Like this.
on the ProFusion is Ever Right or Ever Bright, and and you can register there or just look for ProFusion and they tell you where to head to register. And it is free for 2 days. Today the 7th and tomorrow the 8th of November. All right, so that's the drone. Oh my gosh, and you can get bags. You know, we're just looking around. Yeah, there you go. Different types of bags. All right, nice. This would be nice to go camping and everything, creation, eh? If you're traveling. Yeah. Tell me if you like it. I like this one. I like bags with a lot of compartments, especially secret ones. Let me know what you like. Yes. Oh my. Oh, here we go again. Oh, where is the fellow? Right there. That's the baby in the air. All right. Tell us about this one.
The DJI Neo is the newest drone from DJI.
Yes.
There it is. 135 grams. Starts out at 250 bucks.
Wow.
18-minute battery life. Shoots in 4K. And what's neat about it is that you don't need a controller to fly it. You can just hand take off and launch from the drone itself.
So how do you? Oh, it's connected.
It's all done through this little screen right here. So I'll choose a setting that I want to use.
Yes. Yes.
And right now I'm going to choose follow.
Follow.
I'll hold this button for a few seconds.
Yes.
Let it look at my face.
You're looking at it.
I think I'm low on battery. Low battery.
Oh, low battery. But we have seen it fly.
I'll get another battery. Yeah.
We have seen it fly.
But yeah, it'll take
So
off.
that's,
It'll fly around, and then you put your palm out, and it'll land back in your hand.
where can people get it?
Either from this site, DJI.com, or any retailer nearby.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the name of it again?
It's called DJI Neo.
DJI Neo.
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 Oh, DJI Neo. It's a new kid on the block.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right. So there we have that. We're going around. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Let's see what we can discover. What else we can discover right now. Digital. There's one place I'm looking but I'm not seeing yet. Let's see. Oh, they have 1 terabyte. Oh, those are camera. That's 256. Okay, memory cards, guys. Oh, they're selling terabytes.
$330 US, so like
Okay.
455 Canadian.
Alright, lenses. Yeah. Let's hear what she's saying.
100 to 409, 180 to 600. Then I was just
Oh, you see the guy with his backpack? He's a content creator. You see that?
exploring connection and wildlife photography. So wrapping things up, photography has deepened my connection to the world around me. It's allowed me into places and situations that I might otherwise never have been privy to. And I've experienced some of the most pivotal moments in people's lives, sometimes the saddest moments, and more often, thankfully, some of the happiest moments. Most of all, photography has deepened my connection with nature. It's helped me to understand and appreciate the natural order of things and the imperfect flow of life, and to come to basically a place of acceptance with that. I want to end here with a quote. There is a way that nature speaks, that land speaks. Most of the time we are simply not patient enough, quiet enough to pay attention to the story. Thank you so much for your patience, and my contact details are there. If any of you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, or feel free to grab me afterwards if you want to chat. Thank you so much.
All right. So many things to see, so many things to experience, and having a lot of seminars, the short seminars about the products and stuff. Let's see what this one holds. Monetization format.
Absolutely. The way that you look at sponsorships, it should be who works on client stuff, who has client-facing work. You work with models, different companies, or small businesses and brands. Sponsorships are the exact same thing. The deliverable, the only difference is with the deliverable, the face is usually yourself. That's about it. The way that you would talk to a client, the way that you would do with a sponsorship, the same, sometimes even cost the same amount of money. You actually don't need a big audience in order to monetize on your channel through any of these. You just need a strong enough personal brand. Personal branding isn't relegated to the numbers. It's relegated to how they react. So for example, if any of you guys get into things like affiliate marketing, which I didn't put up here, if you have the link in the description and you go and you buy something and someone gets a kickback, brands can see those numbers in real time. You don't need 100,000 subscribers to make, personal story, I paid my entire rent for a year for everybody that clicked my affiliate link for that FX30. To be completely honest with you, I made 110. That's why there's so many videos. But those are the type of things you want to keep in mind. If you are working in a production, a sponsored production, it's for the purpose of making the thing, not necessarily the purpose of telling everybody about the thing that you're promoting. And that's a little bit more organic, and this is where a lot of things are moving into. So what I would say is continue to share that process and continue to share the results of your work, because as you build a personal brand, people start to like a lot of that work. And then this ends up becoming your main way that you interact with brands in terms of monetization. That's kind of cool too.
All right. Thanks for the
Okay,
info.
I want to leave things up to questions because that's the end of my yapping before I put all of you to sleep. The ways that you can find me, if you want to write that down. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I spelled my own name right. There you go. That's going to be anywhere you want to find me. And probably ignore that one. I don't really have that one anymore. But on Instagram, you can find me at I'm Kofi Aboa. At TikTok, it's the same name. If you're looking for me on YouTube, I post way too many videos a week, and that's where you can find me over here. But I want to leave the floor open to questions, if any. I really hope people have questions.
Do you find it necessary to have like all the social medias?
Do I find it necessary to have all the social medias? Absolutely not. Again, when we're talking about the best way of you communicating is going to be the best way of how you can build that personal brand. I'll be honest with you, I don't post that much on X. I deleted it already yesterday. I don't post that much on TikTok. TikTok is where my short form content on Instagram goes to die. So like when I have a long form piece of content, I'm like, it'll be a TikTok. It goes on there. But the bulk of where I have, and the easiest way for me to communicate is on YouTube. And Threads. I like writing on Threads. It's super weird that I've enjoyed that, but YouTube and long form video has been the way that I communicate the most, and that's the one I like the most and I spend the most time on. What you may find, and if you can find the balance between multiple social media platforms, perfect. You're going to do great. But oftentimes you're going to find one that you're going to gravitate to. Some people it's TikTok, some people it's Instagram, some people it's YouTube, but it's nice to have those. I will say also what ends up happening in those brand deal conversations is that the more platforms that you're on, the easier it is to monetize. So we're talking about treating brand deals like their clients. When, if you're working with a client video, if anyone, again, anybody working with client projects, you might have something that's called a good, better, or best. You might have a rate for a video that's $1,000, $1,500, and maybe you have one that's crazy and it's $5,000. If a client can't afford the $5,000, you work your way down. If you're on multiple social media platforms and they still want to align with a personal brand because it's not relegated to numbers. I might not be able to afford the YouTube video, but I'll come for the Instagram post. And that's the way that you can kind of diversifying your income reduces market risk. So if YouTube decides to crash tomorrow, then cool, let's continue on Instagram, right? So it's good to have them if you can balance it, but ultimately the communication style is what's going to be there.
Well, guys, we're taking in some more questions. Hope you are enjoying this
the question was, how do you
video
do perfectionism
live?
if a post doesn't do very well? How do you go on to the next one? I'm not the brightest bulb in the shed when it comes to stuff like that. I'm very short-term memory. One of the things that you might have to adopt is once you put it on the internet, your opinions don't matter anymore. Because it's no longer in your control. Anything that happens once you posted it, you're like and it takes a little while. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it might take 2 posts, it might take 2 years. But there's gonna come a time where posting is going to not, like you have to kind of detach the numbers from what the post is and continue on. And it ultimately is your decision, right? Now if something doesn't work with the audience and there's legitimate feedback to why it's not working, consider maybe changing it up. But again, the way that that little puppy called the algorithm tries to feed things, sometimes it feeds the wrong food to the wrong person and the baby's still crying. And that's not in your control. And the algorithm can't come back and be like, hey, sorry, we gave your camera content to everybody that likes gardening and it's not working that well. There's no way of being able to do that, right? So the idea is if you already have a strong personal brand, the numbers don't even matter anymore because you're just delivering on that promise and people find you eventually. I would say honestly now, more people have found my FX6 and 30 videos 2 years later than they did before when I made them. So you'd be very surprised in terms of especially on long form on YouTube, you'd be very surprised about how people find stuff from you like months after the fact. TikTok's a little bit short term. Here, 3 years sometimes. What's the question you had, Sarah? Yes. Oh, you have advice. Okay, I'm giving Sarah the microphone.
This is where my life advice would come in on short form. About perfectionism. I mainly that, and I had to learn how to make points, make sure that I hit those points, and let it just be good enough. It's enough. Because the more that you put into it, sometimes it takes away from the message you really want to convey. And it's made for you instead of your audience. So you have to make sure that you're sticking to your plan. And when you hit those points that you've hit, it's enough. And then move on. And that way you don't feel like you've put so much into it and it's not going the way that you want and then put so much work in and you just move on to the next project. But you have to get to that point where you say, it's enough. Am I right?
Yes. I found it.
That's absolutely it. What?
So how would you manage all the jobs that you have as well as making content online and do that juggle when online isn't the case for income?
I'll be able to answer. Hang on one second. Sorry. Okay, so the question was, if you're working in the professional field, so you're working, I'm guessing a cinematographer? So if you're working as a cinematographer or you're in the field as a photographer, how do you manage getting behind the scenes content and all the other jobs you have? Simple, hire it, honestly. Actually, where is he? I saw him, Rich is somewhere here. Put your hand up. All of the BTS on my channel for a lot of cinematography is that guy over there. I hire him for pretty much anything, and sometimes I just call him and say he doesn't have an option, he's coming. Some of those things, hiring BTS, think of it as more an investment into another side of your business. You might be, as a cinematographer, you probably have it all the time. Somebody messaged you in the DM being like, hey, I would love to work with you, I'd love to be on set with you. You can vet that process in terms of how you bring somebody on to be able to do that. Now, it has to be somebody you trust, so you'll go through a really long line of having BTS people that don't do very well. It's exhausting. Thank you for Rich for not being that person, for not being the exhausting one at least. Pardon me? Behind the scenes. Sorry, behind the scenes. It's BTS, not the Korean band. I mean, if you could hire them to be on your set, that's actually really dope, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, one of those things you might want to consider is if you want to have somebody capturing that content for you, especially when you want to create that sort of personal brand of that business, honestly, I would hire it. Or what you can do, and it also depends on your client as well, because some clients don't like that. You might be working on things that have NDAs and other stuff. You might want to then kind of take a step back and then teach the process all the way up until you can show that behind the scenes. Behind the scenes content could be anything. It could be your pre-production. It could be you can share your lighting diagrams. You can share some of the stuff that you use, and including that, if you have spare time, you can recreate some of the scenes that you're shooting, say short form narrative, and still reshare those the same way you did another project. And the audience will probably understand that your commercial client says, "Hey, we're Foot Locker. Please don't tell people what you did here." You can still recreate things in another way. There's tons of different ways you can do it. Who else had a question?
Yes.
No one else?
He's interesting.
My favorite camera? Yes. Honestly, so what's nice about YouTube, or what's kind of interesting, is that I've used so many different cameras with so many different brands that everything is context. So it very much depends on what I'm doing. So for example, when I went to Ghana, I brought the A7C2. I probably wouldn't have done that for a fitness campaign. I would have brought something else. An A7C2? That's actually a really nice camera. So it all depends on, for me personally, it depends on context. I don't really have a favorite I don't have a favorite camera. I have a favorite context. So documentary, I'll use the FX6 almost all the time. I can't afford it, but I love the Venice. And I still like my FX3. It's a very solid camera for a lot of content. Having multiple cameras and multiple things just set up in my home. But the FX3 has always been like the most solid. It's exactly enough image quality and exactly enough function that it can get 99% of things done. Is the Mark II coming out? Even if I knew that, I couldn't tell you. Which one? I'm at the Sony booth. Do you want me to get fired today? The check hasn't even cleared. What you doing, Eugene? What's going on here? Another question. Here's the thing. I'll tell you a secret. I don't know if Sony prices go down by that much. I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't go down in price. I'm so sorry, bro. Just invest the money or wait till the next one. I don't know what to tell you. No one can hear me say that. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so the question was, how do you organize all of your content to post on different social media platforms? One is planning ahead, but I'll give you an explanation of how this can work. YouTube video with say you do a photo shoot, and you brought Rich. I don't know. I saw him walk by. He came back. Yeah, you see, you brought Rich. He's on his FX6 right now.
That's him.
So say you have a Rich, and he's shooting behind the scenes for you. The behind the scenes and kind of how you explain your shoot, that'll go on in here. The threads. This is threads now. This isn't X.
Right.
This is threads. Just type it out. Just type out some of the things that you learned on your last photo shoot. These things happen after the fact. You're doing a photo shoot. You're going to post some photos. Just put them on here, and then pull out your phone at some point during the day, and if there's a funny joke that the model says, it goes on here. There you go.
Wow.
Right? And that took hiring this guy. These were all done. Writing about it introspectively, hiring this guy, pulling out your phone for a funny joke. That's kind of the way that it works. That's the kind of way you can make it organized, right? Keep in mind, the audience that consumes on here may not be the ones over here. You don't have to make a high-produced video over here. This could be on your phone. This is just the work you did anyway. You have to deliver photos at the end of the day regardless. So that's a way that you can make that kind of work. That's an example of it. You can do it any other which way.
Okay.
They don't know. They don't know. If I post the same TikTok on Instagram, on YouTube, they don't know. And if they do know, what do they? You might have one less view of someone that saw it already, but there's no harm in posting on all of them. You can put your photos on YouTube. You just put it in the behind-the-scenes video. Maybe happens like once in like 100,000 times where someone's gonna go on your threads and be like, "Well, I heard that on your Instagram." No one does. I promise you, if someone does that, I will give you $100 from my wallet. No one do that. That's here. I swear. I can't threaten you guys. I'll get in trouble. Anyways, am I being told I'm done? Yes. No. There's a question for you. Yes.
Yes, I have a question. My
Can you
name
come up? I can't hear you.
I have a question. My name is Posha Malcolm, and I have a YouTube channel. However, I want to know, as a new content creator, give me one or two advice as a small YouTuber and what that wants to grow exponentially.
Ooh, so we want Portia, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Portia wants to know, as a small YouTuber, how do you grow exponentially? Develop a very short-term memory. Every time you post, you're just collecting data as a small creator. You're just putting stuff out there. You put stuff out there that aligns with that thing that you want to do, and just keep doing it. One thing that I did when I started is I made 100 videos and I didn't even look at if they did well. I'm like, oh, wait, I'll worry about it later.
Wow.
It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym once a week, your first week, you didn't have muscles the next day, but when you go for 6 months, there's a significant difference. You have to adopt that short-term memory,
Yes.
and then kind of look at things in more of a bigger picture than just every single individual video. The second thing is plan ahead, honestly. I think one thing that stops a lot of people on YouTube is don't do YouTube paycheck to paycheck. If you made your video that comes out on Monday, please know what the next 2 videos are. Because if you don't figure that out till Friday, you're in trail position by Sunday, and suddenly you're burnt out on Monday because you're making these videos on Saturday night for Monday instead of on Monday when the other video came out already. Have some sort of a plan and start making things ahead.
Great. Thank you.
No problem. I have room for one more question because I'm getting kicked off on here. Yes, Justin.
I just wanted to say I love you, bro. Keep crushing it.
All
Thank you. Love
right.
you too. We both do not have hair under our hats. I'm not lying. Is there anything else? Kyle in the cowboy hat. I don't know what.
Man, I watch you on YouTube every day.
I want you guys to all look at Kyle. He wants us all to see him. There's a man in the cowboy hat. Everyone stare at him and say, hi, Kyle.
I know, beautiful. Thank you.
And with that, thank you guys so much for taking into my TED Talk, I guess is what we would call it. So.
No, I'll stick with this one. Yeah, so thank you so much, Kobe, for sharing your insights and passion for content creation. Your approach to storytelling and creativity has truly inspired us to think differently about, engaging the audiences and building a strong digital presence. So let's give Kofi another round of applause, please.
All right.
I'm going to play that to myself.
I'll send you a voice recording later.
Perfect.
And if you guys didn't know yet, Sony is giving away a camera, the ZVE10 Mark II. You can scan the QR code here to enter and maybe get a chance to win one of them. Yeah?
All right. So I'm going to scan, guys. Hello. How are you? Let me see if I can scan. Guys, just give me a second. We're still going to be on, but I'm going to scan the QR code. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Should I scan or shouldn't I scan? Let me know in the chat. Hi. Hello. All right. So if you're watching, you could probably scan as well. Let's see. Hello. Can you scan that for me, please?
Hang on, let's go over here. I want to get out of it this way.
Okay, let's see. There we go. All right, so we're opening it. Thank you for participating in the Sunny. All right. So I have to complete, guys. I have to complete that. I'll do that later. But right now,
Online content is going to get buried, so.
yeah. Right now we are going to take a walk. Take some more walk and see what's around. Let me put my phone in my pocket. Yeah. Hi. I see you have displays here. Can you tell me about them? Can you tell me about the displays that you have here?
Oh, we have a 5 inches, 5.5, 7.
7.
There's a 12.5, 10 inches, 7 inches.
Yeah.
We have 18 inches, 7 inches. It's OLED, 13 inches.
Okay, and it's the Lilliput brand. But what do you really use these for? Who uses them?
These are for camera top.
For camera?
Yeah, for camera. You can put on camera top. Yeah.
Okay. For example, somebody who's doing cooking can put it so they can see what they're doing while they're videoing.
Yes.
Ah, guys, look at them. And a lot of things that are here. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh, it does
Look
have
at
a
this
set
baby.
that back. Yeah.
Wow. Hi, how are you? Can I take a look? Oh, it's going. Let me go back. Guys, I want to capture everything, so let's go here. Wow. So the camera is moving. Can you tell me about this camera, please? It's unique.
Oh, I'm not. He's a sales guy.
All right, tell me about it, sales guy. What's all of this makeup?
So this is all carbon fiber for the.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
This is all carbon fiber for the DJI gimbal. You have the control here on the side, which lets you control the gimbal without putting your hand on it.
Okay.
Yeah. You have the focus ring here, so that you can control focus using the motor.
Oh, you see this moving? Right there.
The monitor, you can power the gimbal, and it's hot swappable. 2 power sources.
Okay. Who uses this?
So people who use gimbals would use this, but this just makes it easier to hold, it's more stable, and you can mount things like the monitor, put a bigger battery.
Okay. All right, thank you. And where persons can get something like this?
Sorry?
Where persons can, so you sell the entire thing or you just sell the handles?
This is part of DJI, which is they make the gimbal. We sell the ring.
Okay, so you sell these parts that hold the thing firm.
Yeah. This
Okay, the camera firm. Okay, where can persons find you?
You can buy this at Vistec.
Say that again?
If you go to Vistec
Oh,
here, you can
Vistec.
buy it.
And they're the one putting on show, okay? Vistec. Great. All right. Wow. Oh, look at this. Yes, the new technology is really amazing. I've never seen so many cameras. Look at that. Hydra Alien Pro. All right. We're going to look around. Wow, I'm blown away. Okay, let's take this in.
Dark side kicker, so it's coming on that loose side. So you have this sort of like yoinky sort of kicker there. I don't like that. That feels very unnatural to me. And most DPs that I ever worked for never did this. What they'll do is it'll just be a continuation. Oopsie, I just unplugged. Becker, can you undo the problems that I just created? Oh, there, I got it. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So what I typically want to do is just have it, if I want that hair separation light, I want it on the same side as my key. It feels a little bit more natural because light shouldn't come from 2 directions. Light should come from 1 direction, right? Ideally. So the brain should link up what's happening with the key light with what's happening with that light. It should just feel natural for the space. You can absolutely move it to the other side, but that has to be a choice with an intended message in doing that. So there has to be some light on the other side motivating that. Otherwise you're like, where's that light coming from? And all your brain is going to go is like, I wonder where that light's coming from, right? And you're out of the story. Okay, so 6:02, I'm nearly done. Okay, not last but not least, I got 10 minutes here. I'm going to go back to my slides. Okay, shaping and breaking the background. So Becker, let's kick a light on the back there. So key. You never want an evenly lit back wall, ever. Because it doesn't draw the eye and it just feels very, very plain. So this is a person from the Czech Republic. It's a master class in breaking up a wall. All these different ways that they use highlights and irregular shapes of light in the background to make sure that nothing feels even across the board, that there's just little points and breaks of light. I'm going to show you can do it in commercial world as well. So whether you're using seamlesses, again, you can create different highlights on those seamlesses to draw your eye. This is one example I want to point to, which is breaking the rule. So this is somebody up against a wall, but the reason that this works is because it's a dark textured wall, so it's an art direction move again. It's an interesting wall that doesn't draw, that's a repeated pattern. So we're not scanning over all over the wall because it's repeated, so our eye is satiated quickly. And then they've done this little lamp highlight up here and a little kicker on this poster as well. And even then, I don't think I could look at this frame for a long time. I think that if it's a couple like sound bites within an interview, it's great. But over a long period of time, I think my eye would start to get tired because too much is in focus. But it is a good example of how just breaking up the wall can work for when you have to sandwich somebody up against a wall like that. But the wall has to work, right? It can't just be a white wall. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, oh wait. Yeah, let's see this. Let's get that. So I'm going to go back to this really quick. And then back here, let's put a speckle in there a little bit. So I just stole some foliage from Sony. Thank you, Sony. They didn't know I stole it. They stole it from their back lot over there. And you can just add, I usually sometimes if I'm on a job, I will just go outside if there's like a little forested area and I will just cut off some branches and I'll clamp a branch to a C-stand and things like that that will just sort of break up the texture of a wall. I don't know if you can see it here. It's kind of tough because it has to be really close. This is like a last minute addition here. But it'll do things like that. Like that's how we break up the wall. Or I can put in a flag and I can use a flag to kind of cut the light. So it's just not one big piece of light on the wall. I'm going to go back to my slides here. This is the last big one, is the zebra. This is my favorite one. So zebra, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. White, black, white, black, white, black. If there is an area of light, you want to contrast that with an area of dark. So a great example is our friend Rembrandt, right? So it's a classic painting from Rembrandt. Remember, he didn't light this, he decided where the light went, and it feels natural. But if you look at the areas where there's light, there's some contrasting tone next to it that brings out that area. If it's dark, there's a light behind it. So if we look at this in a very like crude way, but this is what I like to look at. Yellow is areas of light, dark, blue is areas of dark. It's a dark light, dark light, dark light. You always want that contrast, and that's how I light interviews, or like subjects typically, is I'm just gonna put my camera back on here. Bam! Okay, so if I look at Lisa here, we know that we have a lot of light. Let's see, where's my hand? Okay. So we have light here, and then we have dark over there. So where the dark is, I probably want some light. Where the light is, I probably want a slightly darker tone than her skin. So here, what I'll do, I'm going to hide behind here for a second. I'm just going to kill that, just so I can move that. Okay. So I'm just going to look here. And Becker, can you kill that guy? So I'm just going to get Becker to kill that light. And I'm going to soften this out. I'm going to take this level down. Okay. So it's about something like that, and then we can now spark that one again and shine that over here. Don't worry about my light in the frame. I'm moving quickly.
Trying to focus a bit better.
That's nice.
Guys.
Actually, leave it. I love that. That's fantastic. So that's a great example. We've broken up the wall. Becker, you're a genius. And maybe actually what we'll do, yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So again, we look at where the light part of our face is, making sure that we have a contrasting darker tone behind that. And then where the dark part of our face is, make sure we have a lighter tone behind that. So as we're lighting a scene, I'm always looking at that, telling my crew, put a light there, put a light there, put a light there. Last one is practicals. And this is any time that there's a physical light in your scene that is not lighting your subject. So that means like it could be a lamp, it could be a wall sconce. Another CSC member, I think he's a CSC member, my friend Bruce, he's a union camera operator in DP, and I had lunch with him actually about a month or two ago. And Bruce said to me, he's like, yeah, you know, when I'm doing all these Netflix series, it's amazing. No matter the minute we go into a new location, like a restaurant or some type of like public or private space, the first thing the art department does is put a row of sconces on the wall. It's like automatic. They just know to do it. It's like the first move. So if you look at here, practicals, you'll see all the different ways in which we use practicals. And that bottom left quadrant is a great example that they would have gone in and made sure that we've got all these sconce lights on the wall. It makes it way more engaging. So Becca, do we have our practical lid there? And pull my Fresnel out so it's not in the shot. Great. So I'm going to now switch back to this. And can we raise it up a little bit and then go up on value as well. So physically raise it up. You'll see an apple box. Oh, there you go. Actually, leave it there. That's fine. So then what I can also do I'll futz with that. What I could also do in that case is I can come to my light here, because now I have a warm light there. I can come and I can warm this light up a bit so that it matches, and our brain makes the connection between that warm light and the warm light on our face. It feels natural, it wraps around.
Wow.
And that's effectively it. I had some other things about camera movement, but we don't have time, so c'est la vie. But I do have time for one last thing, which is this. There are other things to note that are involved in the cinematic experience. One is sound design and audio quality. I would argue, and this is a very controversial figure because I'm making it up out of blue, but I would argue that 80% of what makes something feel cinematic is the quality of the audio. It's the sound design, it's the music, it's the quality of the recorded voice. People do not put enough attention into that, and that is what really grabs somebody's attention. So you can do all this work with the video, with the visual elements, you can do all this work, but if your audio sucks, no one's going to get past 5 seconds, right? Having really engaging audio is so very important, and it's why you want to hire a good sound crew to record good audio and good sound designers. Also simplify. If you look at your scene and you don't like it and you're like, this sucks, turn all the lights off. That is the first and best solution. Just turn all the lights off and then start with one at a time. Most often, even now, as I get bigger budgets and bigger sets, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, why do I hate this? And it's like, there's just too many lights on. And I start turning lights off and things start feeling better and getting more into the space I wanted to get into. Yeah, there you go, you hit it. And then unique framing. You don't always have to frame somebody like this. There's a lot of really amazing creators and really amazing documentary filmmakers and really amazing filmmakers now that are doing interviews where the camera's up here or the camera is down underneath the table and you see the brim of the table like the camera's on the floor. It's incredible. Or they're shooting people inside cars for interviews. Think a little outside the box. You don't always need to do this. Place your cameras in other places. They should probably be secondary cameras, not your primary, not your A cam, but it's really helpful to make things feel more immersive. You want to invite people into the space where you're shooting. And that is it, guys. As I mentioned, I have to run, but you can find me online at Arts and Rec on Instagram. If you want, send me a message anytime. I'm happy to answer your questions. And again, thank you to both Vistec and the CSC for sponsoring this talk. I love you both. That's it for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you to Talisa and Jeff Becker.
Great.
All right. Thank you so much, Tyler.
All right, so that's that. Talk about lighting, talk about position. It's so interesting to hear about the lighting. And as he said, the audio. If the audio is not good, nothing is good. So if you have been joining me, I'm actually at ProFusion. It's technology, all things technology, all things audio, all things visual, all things video. This is a content creators even. So I'm just going to continue showing you around live because it's much easier and it will be out there quicker so that you can see firsthand in the immediate time what's going on. Okay, guys? So let's walk around some more. Let's see if I can show you everywhere before they close at 7. But guess what? If you miss it today, you can do it. You can attend this event tomorrow. Just go on ProFusion site and they will tell you how to. They'll tell you how to register. Registration is free, guys. It's free. No money down. You can come today and tomorrow. So tomorrow you can come and see what they have to offer and take your content creators friends with you. Okay, so let's walk. This is the height of content creation, traveling, vloggers, everything is here. And they have been having a lot of talks, presentations, and so forth. Yeah. Bags. Traveling bags. Yes, past this baby before. I'm going to go along this side because I have not been along this side as yet. these are everything camera, lights, lenses. Hey, look at this. Connecting images and imagination. I like that.
It's such a broad range. Like I could talk about what kind of backpacks I use, what kind of filters I use,
Hey,
what kind of
join in.
air fryer I use. Like there's so much to talk about. And what I kind of figured out was that the most effective way to figure out what you want to talk about isn't really the video itself, which sounds weird, is that it's not really about what photo you take, what video you make. That is entirely up to you, and I'll talk about that a little bit down the road. But what's even more important is to have a compelling hook and like a whole marketing package around it. A really good example is if you go to the movies and you're like, oh, there's like a scary movie here, there's like this action movie here, but every movie that pulls you in, they're like, oh, this is Keanu Reeves doing stunts and fighting in real life. Like none of this is stuntman, this is him actually doing fighting. If you watch like Mission Impossible, the whole hook is, okay, yeah, you're gonna come see Tom Cruise actually risk his life. And in one of them, he actually broke his ankle, so like you have a whole marketing hook. And a really good way to figure out what your marketing hook should be is to just research trends. Like there's so many times where I just look at what's trending or like what format is trending, and I'm like, cool, I have this idea, I'm just gonna slip it in there. So you can come up with you can take whatever idea you want and just slip it into a marketing package or like trendy mold that just makes it effective. And the other thing that like, this is probably something you've heard, but if I didn't include it in this talk, I would feel like it's incomplete, is you want to make sure your opening line, title and thumbnail, and your story and hook is like as good as it possibly can be. Because one thing that I always tell people, it's like if no one clicks the video, no one watches it. You could literally make a video where Keanu Reeves came in and did a bunch of stunts with you, but if like the thumbnail is you holding a camera, no one knows Keanu Reeves is in it. If people don't know that Keanu Reeves is in the movie based on the title and thumbnail, no one's like, people are gonna be like, oh, Keanu Reeves is in that movie, I should go see it. So you want to make sure that like your packaging is done. And a lot of times people are like, oh, well, like how do I make a video good? How do I make a video viral? And the easiest answer to that is you want to just make sure your packaging and your marketing is viral, because if that packaging and marketing works, once people are in the door, you're good. Once people are like actually watching your video, it doesn't even have to be a good video. You're good. So did it turn off? Hopefully this turns back on. This isn't on. Technical difficulties.
Alright, let's see.
In the meantime, I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can to get to Q&A, because I realize as nice as these talks are, it's always way more helpful when people just ask direct questions. Okay, I'm still going to go for Q&A. Does anybody have questions so far? No questions. Okay, cool. This talk either sucks or you guys are just really invested. The other thing that I find makes content really effective, and this is something I don't hear talked about a lot, is if you want to make good content, if you want to make content that's effective, work with other creators. Does anybody know who Chris Howe is? I feel like most people do. Chris Howe has like 500,000 followers. He's like my idol. One of the best things that I ever did was, and this is when I already had 200,000 on YouTube, is I actually went and became an extra in a Chris Howe video. Like, at that point, like most people were like, why are you interning or doing like a role that I got to pay like $100 to do it? But because I admired his work, I was able to go on sets and be like, okay, that's how he does his thing. He has this cameraman over here, he has 2 camera teams, he's doing this and this, and I'm like, great, I learned a ton. So if you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing it for a while, the most effective way to learn how to make effective content or learn how to make stuff or what to make is literally try to slip yourself into someone else's production, even if you're just getting people coffee, because if you like their work and you think they could teach you something, that's like the biggest hack to like getting better. And lastly, one piece of advice that I often hear is that you should write down, has anyone ever heard this idea? It's like, if you want to come up with good ideas, you should write down 30 ideas a day and like try to keep like this massive journal. Like, it's like, first of all, I'm lazy. I want to be as efficient with my time as possible. I don't actually think most of that is a good idea. But what I would do is I would keep a journal for all the good marketing packages that you come across, if you see a video that has like 1 million views and it has a good title and thumbnail, take a screenshot, save it in a folder. I recently did a video called "What Camera Companies Don't Want You to Know," and I literally got the idea for the thumbnail and title from another video that was doing really well, and I'm like, oh, this is a brilliant idea. This is like such a clickbait title. This is like such a good thumbnail. I'm like, okay, great. I'm gonna take this idea and just like make it my own. That's one of the most effective ways to do it. And lastly, don't be a hermit. Like, whatever ideas you have, if you're just like hanging out in your neighborhood, staying in your city, and you're not really experiencing the world, you're probably not going to have big ideas that you really want to have. Get out there as much as you can, because even if you write down 30 ideas a day, it's cutting off on this thing. Even if you write down 30 ideas a day, the quality of those ideas is entirely dependent on the experiences you have as a human. So this might be like kind of a controversial thing to say, and like this is why I didn't write it down so no one can like get mad at me. But it's like your ideas are only as good as the quality of human you are or the quality of experiences you have. So honestly, don't be a hermit, get out there. And one thing that, and I want to go over this really quickly because I feel like most of you guys might know this, but what really helps is to have a green light checklist. Before you actually execute on the idea, before you spend your time, money, and energy, here's like a quick checklist that has really helped me to figure out if an idea is worth making. Because a lot of times I get really excited about an idea, I make it, it doesn't do well, and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't do my checklist. Is your idea helpful? If your idea is helpful, it's going to be good. Look at audience data. There's a bunch of really good tools like vidIQ, TubeBuddy, SEMrush. Figure out whatever, like, does anyone here do products on YouTube or wants to make content about products? Makeup? I looked at you and I'm like, this is a makeup girly right here. It's like, make sure that like before you do a skincare routine on the Tatcha beauty powders, yes, I know my makeup, I used to work in fashion. Before you make like a video on the Tatcha beauty powders, do people care about the Tatcha beauty powder? Is there a big enough audience for that idea? And if you want to make it just because you want to make it, go for it. Just like, sometimes you just got to make a video even though you know it's going to bomb. Lastly, the easiest way to understand your audience is to go on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and just look at all the comments. Don't look at the content, but look at all the comments. That's going to tell you way more about the audience that's going to watch your video than other people's content. You gotta have a hook and a twist. If you're going to take someone else's idea or like copy an idea that's doing really well, if you're going to make even an original idea, you want to make sure there's some sort of compelling twist that people haven't seen before that makes it worth doing. I recently did a video, it's not out yet, but everyone's talked about the Sony FX3. For our video, we did an FX3 where we shot race cars on a closed track just because I'm like, oh, no one's really done race cars with an FX3. I'm gonna do race cars. And I'll bring in the automobile crowd and I'll bring in the FX3 crowd. And I've talked about this earlier, but the pre-planned trinity, before you make a video or before you go shoot a video and then you shoot the thumbnail at the end, shoot the actual thumbnail. It doesn't have to be perfect, you don't have to edit it, but like shoot the thumbnail, put the title on there, and make sure all of that works and show it to a couple of people. Make sure it's actually intriguing, like split test it and like get opinions on it before you go make that video. Usually I'll make the title and thumbnail, even if I just draw it out, do the title, and I'll send it to a couple of friends and be like, would you watch this video? And lastly, you want to make it relatable. One mistake that I've made often, and I probably made this with the FX3 video, is we went out and shot a really expensive commercial with cars and this and that. And then it occurred to me later, it's like, most people probably aren't spending $10,000 to shoot cars on a weekly basis. There's probably like a tiny, tiny audience of people that are shooting cars with this much equipment that are watching YouTube that diligently. So I'm like, this video probably isn't gonna do well. And if you guys come back next year, I'll tell you how that video did. Now, this is something that I incorporated into my workflow recently. When I first started, I felt like I had to be professional. I had to be like knowledgeable. I had to get all the facts right. If you watch one of my videos, I have to tell you the exact measurements, the specs of everything. And I actually realized that was holding me back because when people showed up, they got information that they could just read on the Amazon page. They got information that they really didn't need to know. To apply that to like makeup, it's like if you tell someone like basically read off like, oh, this has this much luster, it's animal and blah 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 free. You're like, yeah, I knew that off like the brand's website, but like I want your experience. And I realized that like what makes content effective or what makes people want to watch your content versus the 900 other videos is that it has to be coming from you. If you're going to talk, I do a lot of cameras, so if you're going to talk about a camera, just talk about what you did with the camera. It doesn't even have to have all the specs. You don't have to go, if you're doing something like the Sony a7R4, hi Nick. If you're doing something like the Sony a7R4, you don't have to go out and shoot a bunch of fashion. You don't have to go out and shoot like a bunch of cars. You can literally be like, I shot my kids. And this video is literally just for the dads that want to shoot their kids on the weekend. So it really has to be authentic to you. And the mistake that I see a lot of people make is they'll try to do a video, but they're like, oh, I saw someone else do a video where like they had all this fancy stuff in it. You don't have to do that. That's that person's vibe. You gotta find your own vibe. You gotta find your own style. Because as long as the content comes from your perspective, it's going to do significantly better. Otherwise, you're just like a clone of the other person, and it's not as effective. And for me, it's like I've just kind of stuck to my style. I'm the king of moody RGB that's like woefully underexposed. Anamorphic lenses, cars, just do what I do. And what I actually found once I started doing this, and this is something I incorporated, I want to say in the last 13 months, is that my average video views in the first 60 days was about 35,000. It's now about 100,000. So
all right.
That authenticity stuff that sounds really hokey, it works. And you guys probably want to know what I do for gear. We're at like a gear convention. So instead of telling you what specific gear I use, I'd rather talk to you guys about why I use the gear that I use, because ultimately you could have like the highest resolution camera, but if it's not right for your shooting style, it's not the right camera for you. I want gear that I can build a repeatable process from, something that I can set up and take down really easily, or something that I can just keep set up in my house for weeks on end. Better gear does make your content better, not because it's better image quality, but rather because it makes your workflow easier. It helps you make a video faster and easier and makes it fun, because back to the thing about authenticity, it's all about your personality. So if you're working with a camera that you just absolutely hate, but you get a camera you're like, man, this is easy, I'm having way more fun, you're going to be way better on camera as well. One of the reasons that I personally really like Sony cameras is mainly because of their software and audio integration. Who here has struggles with their audio? Man, people just like don't struggle with audio anymore. But I'll show you guys a couple of photos earlier. The reason I end up using Sony is just because of their audio and software integration. And the most important thing that I see people screw up, and I've screwed this up myself, is you'll get like a really nice camera that isn't high resolution. And the one thing you absolutely need for social media, whether you're doing YouTube, whether you're doing Instagram, you need a high resolution camera for photos, because you're going to need a YouTube thumbnail. You're going to need some sort of thumbnail for Instagram. So even if you have like an amazing video camera, but it doesn't take good photos, it's not a good camera for social media. So this is what I use. I use a Sony FX3 that pretty much lives in the corner of my house, set up like this all the time. It never goes anywhere. This is what that camera looks like in my hand. If the Sony FX3 is a pro camera, and a lot of you guys just may not want to drop that kind of money, another really good option for social media creators is something known as the Sony ZV-E1. That the internals of the two cameras are exactly the same, but the ZV-E1 is half the price, and the only thing you're missing is like the really high-end pro features that you probably don't need for social media. And this is what my studio looks like. It's super simple and just like a corner in my house. Just like keep it super basic. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The reason I end up using Sony cameras a lot is mainly the integration of software stuff. There's something known as the Creator Cloud app. So if you want, you can literally hook up your phone and use your phone as a control unit for your camera. So you don't actually have to be next to your camera touching it. You could just do it all through your phone. There's something known as Catalyst Browse. If you don't want to pay for DaVinci, if you don't want to pay for any kind of software that processes your video, Catalyst Browse does a really good job, and it comes with your camera for free. Another thing I really like is, who here vlogs? I think you vlogged, right? A lot of times, the biggest hassle with like shooting stuff is you shoot stuff, you stick your SD card in, you organize your files, get into the edit, but the Sony cameras can actually upload your footage directly from your camera to the cloud, so once you get home, it's there, you can start editing it right away. You will need some sort of like 5G connection or mobile connection, but it does the job. lastly, the high resolution camera stuff. This is the camera that I use. It's an A7 IV, and this is a good test of the resolution here. This one all the way over there is the full photo. I can zoom in this much. Here's another example. I can go from this to this. And for the thumbnails that I shoot, this is the thumbnail that I put on YouTube. This was the actual thumbnail. So a world of difference. A good video camera is like priceless on social media, especially because we talked about earlier that you need a good thumbnail. So high resolution camera, important. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and before that I want to go into Q&A, is things that I learned in the last 8 months. And I think this, if you guys like ignored the rest of the talk, if you just listen to these last 4 things, I just hope you guys walk away with this. But before that, does anyone have any questions? No questions? Let's get into it. So here's
over
the
here.
lies that I believed about social media, and like a lot of my friends believe, and I think like believing a lot of this stuff kind of what made social media hard, and probably held me back to a pretty large degree on YouTube. Making a lot of content, consistency is king. Has anyone ever heard the advice like make 100 videos and like don't talk about it until you've made 100 videos? Terrible advice. Well-intentioned, but terrible advice. Because if you do 1 million bad videos, you're just a channel with 1 million bad videos. If you do 100 push-ups with bad form, you just have a shoulder injury. Doesn't help. People, and this is like another thing that like people talk about, especially like when I talk to like brands and social media managers, they're like, oh, like people don't have any attention on social media. It's just TikTok, bro. Like you don't have to be that serious. Anyone ever like hear that kind of stuff? It's super annoying because the truth is, in 2024, more people watch. People spend more time watching YouTube on their TVs than Netflix. Take that in for a second. You're watching YouTube more on your TV than you are Netflix. So if you're making content and you're like, it doesn't matter, the quality doesn't matter, the audio doesn't matter. It's like, no, people are literally watching this on their 65-inch screen TV with like a soundbar and everything. Like it all matters, and people are definitely paying attention. If you're gonna plop down in front of the couch and watch something for like half an hour on Netflix, you're gonna watch a 2-hour YouTube video. Like people care. And lastly, has anyone ever like posted a video and been like, man, this video didn't do well, and it's like 7 days into the video? Anyone ever had that? Truthfully, I've had videos where I'm like, the first week it's got like 5K views. I'll look back a year later and it has like 250,000 views, or like sometimes 500,000 views. A lot of times, social media just needs time to find your audience, but more so like social media is like a patience game. It's long tail. So even if you don't get the exact results you need right then, it's not that you need to go make more videos. You just need to wait until that audience gets to where it needs to go. Or, sorry, oh my God. I hope this TV doesn't turn off again. I'm gonna be so mortified. Yeah, my laptop's on. A lot of times, your videos just need to find their audience, and I'm gonna use my girlfriend back there as an example. She posted a video, it wasn't doing well, and like that video's at like 500,000 now. It's like 3 weeks later, it's at 500,000. So sometimes you just gotta be patient. I told her I was gonna do this, so I'm not embarrassing her like she knew.
Who's the girlfriend?
So here's like the 4 things that I think made me really effective, and if you listen to nothing else, you can apply this. And honestly, even if you don't do social media, I think this just applies. 80-20 rule. 20% of the effort that you put into your content is going to get you 80% of the results. Which means, imagine doing a test and you just answered 20 of the 100 questions, but you still had an 8. Are we short on time? Okay, cool. So imagine doing a test of 100 questions. You answered 20 questions. They're all right. But that 20% got you an 8. Imagine going into a test, being like, I'm going to study nothing but 20 questions, and I'm going to walk out with an 8. Sounds like a pretty good deal, right? And for like most social media, it's like your title, thumbnail, packaging. You do that stuff right, the rest of the video, it's like a bad thing to say, but the rest of the video doesn't even have to be good. You can literally watch it. Most people will watch a bad video with a good intro, a good title and thumbnail, and you're good. And what I've actually found is, for me, by applying the 80-20 rule, I just have way more time. In the last 8 months, if I'm spending more than 20 hours a week on YouTube, I'm doing something wrong. And most YouTubers will be like, I spend 100 hours doing this, I'm in this day and night. if I work more than 3 to 4 hours a day, I'm like, something's wrong. My process isn't good. 80-20 rule. You just have way more time. Here's a good example of why I put Spider-Man on here. Imagine going to go see a movie and trying to be like, okay, we got to make this amazing movie with this really great story, and it's got to be all these good things. Or just put Spider-Man in your movie. This is a Sony property, so I can totally talk about this. Just put Spider-Man in your movie. Like, people will just go see the movie. So do the 20%. Just get Spider-Man in your movie. Lastly, a lot of people talk about like, how do I get better on YouTube? They're like, oh, I've been at like 5,000 subscribers for a year or 10,000 subscribers for a year. Most of the time, you don't need to do more work, but you really just need to get more output from the work you're already putting in, which kind of relates back to the 80-20 rule. I would rather do, if I'm going to do 4 hours, I want to make sure I get the most for my amount of time. So if there's a bunch of things that like I don't really have to be doing, I'm either not going to do it at all. For example, a lot of people are like, well, you know, like my outro and my this line and like the way I'm explaining this, I'm like, well, is this really going to get me like, is this going to get me like the highest leverage on my time? Not really. So I'm just not going to do it. Or for me, I hired an editor and a BTS shooter. So for the most part, like I don't shoot half my videos. And I realize a lot of you guys are just starting and you're like, oh, damn, I don't have money to hire a BTS shooter. Better example is like, if you have a mom, dad, son, friend, a family member, just be like, cool, come with me. Here's a camera, hold this, we're going on a walk, and I'm gonna talk to the camera, you're my cameraman now. Instead of like trying to put a tripod there, I'm like, okay, am I in frame? No, just steal your mom. Make her do half the work. Lastly, a lot of people talk about gear. And one thing that I fully believe is that gear is just as important as people. A lot of people are like, what camera should I buy? How should I invest this money I have? Should I get a new lens? Should I get a new audio mic? You should get a new camera, I completely agree. But you should also find people you work with. I'll give you guys an example. I did a video a couple of days ago, and it was like this whole project, but my buddy Max, who's sitting in the back, came out. What should have taken me 4 hours, what would you say? We did 45 minutes? And I was out of there, like I saved myself 3 hours, went home and just watched TV for 3 hours, saved a bunch of time, played with my dog for 3 hours. And these are actually the 4 people I work with. That's Norbert, my editor. This is Mahan, my DP. I don't know if Rich is here, he might have left. But that's Rich and Delaney, they're my BTS shooter. So honestly, gear is just as important, people. If you can build a team or just like friends that are also creators and find people to help you as fast as possible, it's just going to make everything go faster and smoother. I need water. Lastly, this is really important, so I'm going to slow down for this. A lot of times people find that in order to make the content that I want, you may not have the resources that you need, or you may just not have access to the things you need. You guys do food, right? And do you do food content where you go to restaurants, or do you teach people how to make food? Do you ever find there's like times where you're like, man, I want to use this one specific cooking tool, but I don't have it? You work with brands. Okay, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. You do makeup. It's like a lot of times if you want to talk about something, or if you want to find a way to make your content better and bigger, it's really about finding the right partners. I'll actually scroll back here. So a project that I did recently, scroll all the way up here, this one. The way we got this car was absolutely free. I talked to a brand that, I talked to a company that rents out exotic cars, and I'm like, hey, do you guys want to be in a video? We'll do a whole thing, integration into the video. They're like, oh yeah, this is like a $600 a day car. They're like, yeah, just take it. This band right here, this is a professional touring band, and I'm like, do you guys want to be in this video? And we partnered up with this video overall for a jacket brand called Master. And I was like, I'll get you guys free jackets. And they love the brand. These are like $1,500 jackets. But I'll get you guys free jackets. And they're like, all right, let's do jackets. So you can pretty much find partners anywhere you want if you're just a little crafty about it. And this way you can make your content bigger and better. But one thing to watch out for is if you work with partners, don't do it for free gear. So often people are like, hey man, do you want this free piece of gear, and then like make a video on it? And it's like, okay, so I gotta spend $400 or a few $100s making the video, having it edited, so it's my time, my energy, or if I'm hiring an editor, for you to basically get free promo. Never do it for free gear. Do it in a way where they're supporting the project with the resources. So with Master, the project I showed you guys earlier, they anything that couldn't be paid for by a partnership, they paid for it. So my DP, they paid for. All my lighting crew, they paid for. If we get rentals, they paid for. My cost out of pocket was just for my BTS guy, and everything else the brand paid for. Because at the end of the day, I got a YouTube video out of it, but they got like a $10,000 commercial, and they saved a bunch of money by just like working with the right team. Lastly, you want to make sure that like whatever project you do is like an investment on the brand's part, not because you want the brand to give you resources, but more so like you want the brand to actually care about the project succeeding or not, and you want the brand to actually get a positive income from it succeeding. Because there's so many times that I've reached out to a brand, they've sent me gear, I made the greatest video in the world. They're like, yeah, that's cool, this is really nice, but we already sell like 100,000 units a month, so you sold us like another 5,000. Cool, whatever. Like 100,000 versus 100,000 just tighten it up. Plus an extra 5,000 units. They're like, we don't really care. So you want to make sure you work with brands that actually need you. The last thing, and I don't have any visuals for this, is the growth mindset. And it's like really simple. Literally just started pushing myself as much as I could on every single project. If I was making the same video again, in the first couple of years of YouTube, I basically figured out the formats of my YouTube videos and I would just repeat the formats. But what really took me from getting 35,000 views a video to like 100,000 views a video was trying to push myself, experiment, and make every single video better. And for the most part, there are times where I was trying out something for the first time and I had like anxiety, it was stressful. But every single time that I came through on the other end by growing the content, once I knew how to do it, it wasn't hard the next time. But that's what led to exponential growth if I just tried to push myself on every single video that I did. And the four things that I think if you apply these things will be, you'll learn that pumping out a lot of content isn't really that effective. Making one video that gets 100,000 views is a lot better than making 10 videos that get 10,000 views every single time, because you have to do one video to get 10 times the results. Follow the 80-20 rule and just focus on leverage and where you're spending your time. Because a lot of times I'll see people make these really complicated videos and I'm like, dude, it's a lens filter. This could have been a 5-minute video. You didn't have to go to like Antarctica to shoot this video. Like, it was fine. Lastly, create stories and experiences where if people watch a video, they want to like have an experience, an emotional connection with your stuff, so that when they come back, even if they don't remember your name, even if they don't remember what you're talking about, they're like, oh, I remember that's the guy that did that thing and they went on that journey. Like, that's the guy who made that video about the FX3 with the race cars. Cool, I want to like go watch more of his stuff. And if you do all of this, you'll make a community. You'll have people that like watch your videos. I have people like that have been watching my videos since like 2019. They're like, yeah, man, I've been following your journey. I'll run into some of you guys here. So if you do all of this, you'll build a community and you'll create like a real emotional connection with your audience. And I think that's, if you followed all of this in like the first 18 months of YouTube, there is no reason you won't be successful. That is the top. Thank you.
All right. So that's the talk. It's finished. So we should be having a question and answer session.
This slide? This one? Oh, from the top.
Sorry you weren't able to.
My pleasure. This slide? Third or fourth? Why don't I show it to you after?
All right, guys.
Any other questions? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It depends on the mood of the video, so let me get to it. So a lot of times, this right here is a 20mm G Master, and if I'm doing something where where I have a product on screen, with a 20mm I can get a lot closer to the lens, so I can show them the camera. If I have like a backpack on screen, it's pretty tall, I need the wide thing. But if I'm talking about like something that I want to feel a little more emotional, excuse me, but if I'm doing something that I want to have like emotional gravitas, I'll actually go to a 35 because I'll get more bokeh and you're just seeing like my face, like my collarbones and my face, and that way you're more focused on me instead of the whole scene. So it really depends on the vibe, but what camera do you have? Which one do you have? You have an FX30? The 16 to 25 G lens is a good option for you, or the 24 to 50 is a good option for you. Either of those lenses will work, and they're both 2.8, so you'll get that bokeh. But they're also wide and tight, so you can pretty much shoot anything with them. Yeah.
Because it's a quick release that's non-proprietary, you can use quick release accessories. You can use
Yeah, this is like a really basic setup. Like, I have a light on the left just for fill, a big light on top of me for just like overall exposure, and that's it. And I have a plant at the back end. This is kind of an old photo. That plant is dead. Any other questions? My pleasure. Cool. I don't think we have any other questions. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Wow, thank you so much. Okay. I'm just gonna squeeze through over here from you. Okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. It was an incredible day, right? So obviously a huge thank you to each of our amazing presenters, Samantha, Chris, Mark, Vicky, Serena, Kofi, and River. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, we're also going to present again tomorrow. So come by if you want to hear more from these presenters. And please don't forget that Sony is giving away a camera. That's sort of a vlog camera, the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. All you have to do is scan the QR code, fill up the necessary information, and press submit. And then you could get a chance to win one of these cameras. Okay, I hope you guys had a good day with us.
Oh,
and have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Show me.
Will you take it off?
Yes. Can you lift right here?
Yeah, just take it off.
Oh, hold it right here. I'm going to take out the phone. Yes. Hold on. Let me see. Hold the phone and I do it.
Maybe it's locked. Anyway.
No, it's not locked. I just need to. Okay, guys. Oops.
Use the
There
same
you go.
idea.
Yes.
Just put it in this way. That way you can see the full. You can see the full screen.
Great idea. Thank you. So that's a content creator, I guess, or a cameraman or somebody like that giving me some advice how to set up my stand. So I have a stand that I use to watch. So I'm going to move around, guys, and show you. We only have probably about 15 minutes left before the show is closed off for today. Oh, we are going this way. Yeah. All right. Hi guys, how are you? I just get the urge to just introduce you to my channel and hope that you will sign up and be a part of my community. I'm a content creator, a blogger. I do travel blogs, adventure blogs, right? I like businesses and organizations, and I showcase events like this one.
You're on YouTube?
Yes, I am on YouTube. This is my name. Okay.
Now what? I need help. You know help. I would know. So I'm like, well, I don't want to be that person. Thank you so much.
And officially welcome to my community. Take care. Alright. Alright guys, so we're just looking around. As I said, we're almost closed. They close at 7, but tomorrow is going to be at an earlier time. I think it's 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're at the ProFusion event. There is the name, ProFusion Pro Imaging Expo 2024, and all things camera, all things video, all things imagery is here, and this tech is the one that has put on the show. All right, this is one area. Let's show you how here is. Gonna zoom back out my phone. Okay, yes, I'm using a phone, and here it is. All right, so I just want to show you everywhere before I leave. Everywhere. Okay, there we go. Oh, nice photo shoot. Lights, camera, action. Yes, that's that. Let's enjoy our pose. All right. So this is like a little setup where you can set up your studio and have your light. Nice. All right. Guys, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. What do you do at Epson?
What do I do?
Yes.
He's security. I'm in charge of maintenance.
You're in
and
charge.
he's the bus driver.
Oh my. You just called the bus because it's almost what? It's almost 7.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So how have you gentlemen been enjoying Profusion? How have you been enjoying Profusion?
Fantastic.
2024. It's great this year?
It's a great service. Absolutely, yes. A lot of traffic. Yeah, a lot of foot
All right, that's good. And I think tomorrow should be because some of my subscribers will join tomorrow, right?
See them then.
Yes.
Send them on in.
All
You got
right. Yes. All right. Take care. And that's Epson, Tamron. All the brands are here. Yes. Sigma. They're showing you around, and those are drones. We saw the one that is out. Oh, this little baby. This is one. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
There's benefits to it.
Thanks.
I think if you turn the brightness up on the screen.
All right. That's it. Let me ask a question because I'm very curious. That's a computer right here.
It's just a tablet, yeah.
It's a tablet, and it reflects. So you can. What do you actually do? I see a camera there as a what do you call this little baby?
Monitor.
A monitor
Yeah.
right there. Tell me about this.
So the camera's shooting through the glass.
Oh.
So you put your script on here.
Yes.
And you look directly at the script.
Mhm.
So you're also looking directly at the camera.
Oh.
So if you're
Where's the
making-
camera?
It's behind here.
Ah, it's behind, guys. Look,
Yeah, the
it's
camera's shooting
behind.
directly through the
Oh,
glass.
blue. Okay.
So you read your script and you get a perfect shot of yourself looking directly into the lens. So you don't have to look to the side to read your script.
So this is what I want.
I guess so.
How much for something like this?
The 300 for the teleprompter.
300.
Yeah.
So all of this is a teleprompter or just a portion of it?
All these things on the side are extra. They're not included, but just the teleprompter itself, which you need to put on top of the tripod.
So this is a teleprompter.
Yeah, this is the teleprompter.
Ah,
and all the stuff that's
okay.
clamped on the side is not really necessary, but yeah, you just need the teleprompter and a tripod to put it on.
Okay, now I understand it. Oh, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. And where can persons get that?
On our website on newer.com.
Okay, there you have that. Oh, so persons who do a lot of reading, that's one way that you can overcome that. Interesting. Look at this one.
I'm not just showing up in the middle of nowhere. Let's go.
Oh, hi guys.
Hello. How's it going?
Good, good, good. It has been great. These are lenses, right? For camera. These are camera lenses?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about them?
Yeah, I just got here, so, but, sorry about that.
Yes.
They are, it's a spherical camera lens set. It's that much money. But I think
That's the
yeah, there you go.
guy.
I don't know.
Figure.
Start saving up with that,
Yeah.
and then but you get 5 lenses in the set, and they're all interchangeable as like cinema camera lenses.
Cinema.
Yeah, cinema lenses.
Like you're creating a movie.
Yeah, for movies, yeah. So
Like
if you look
Walt
here,
Disney.
yeah, you see on the TV there.
Yes.
So we have the. So that's what they look like.
Basically.
There you go.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
No
that.
worries.
Wow.
Have a good one.
You too. Take care. Amazing. And let's look at these bags. Do you see the one that you want? Yes, these are work bags, camera bags, travel bags, packs, backpacks. I like this one. It has a lot of compartments. Can see, well strapped. These have two, but I like the material of this one. I like the material of that one. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to. So we're moving. Just have a few more minutes. The person's packing up to leave for today. Hi, how are you? Yes, I am. My name is Posha Malcolm. You can check me out on YouTube. I do
I hear a little bit of an accent.
Jamaican man. Let me hold my camera up a little bit. Yes, guys.
Oh, you're streaming? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
But you know,
Okay.
she don't want me highlighted.
Okay. Can you hold it for me? Can you hold the camera for me? You can just look and you see both of us?
Yes.
Yes. So, which part?
So the family is actually from the west part of Jamaica.
That's Westmoreland?
But I grew up in Kingston. I went to school there.
I grew up in St. Mary, but
Yeah.
I went to school in Kingston and I work in Kingston.
Which high school you went to in Kingston?
I didn't go to high school in Kingston, I went to a university in Kingston.
Okay.
UTech.
UTech?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know, half my life, I always tell people half of my life.
So where you go to high school?
Well, in the community, 5 minutes from home. Just walking.
St. Mary High?
No, not St. Mary High. Islington High.
Okay.
Yes.
We went to the Kingston school, so I'm a St. Youth old girl.
Ah,
Yeah.
so you leave early then?
Yeah,
I went to Kingston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up there, and then after I did high school, I came here.
Oh, nice. Well, I came here a few years now.
How you liking the cold?
Really few.
How you liking the cold?
I tell you, my first year, it was rough. Second, getting a little used to, but now it's in here.
But I'll tell you, you never quite get used to it.
You will never.
But you get means that you'll weather it a little better.
Yes, you have to get the proper gear. That's the first thing. You have to have the mind too that.
Good shoes. Cover your head.
Yes.
Cover your neck.
Yes.
Good.
Even right now, let me show you guys. I walk with my stuff still in there, even though today the temperature is 21 today. Yes, so it was very good, but I tell you, make sure I have my stuff in case the weather change.
See mine here?
Here?
And then my jacket is actually in my bag.
I took up mine because the weather was too good, so I just said let me take it out.
And it's weird. It's a puffer jacket too, but you can put it down to a little ball.
Okay.
Costco. Branded. Sponsor her.
You should. Yeah, shop there, so they should.
Yeah, and I think they'll have it this year too. It's a really light jacket. It comes with a little pouch.
Oh, that you can put it in.
Just roll it down when you're. Yeah, see it right here. That is it right there.
I see it.
Yeah.
I bought one just recently. I have the it's good for the weather. So I have the edge part, and it goes all the way. I never stop until I find it. Goes all the way down to my ankle.
My next one is going to be like a really long one. I have one down to my thigh.
Yes.
But especially when you're at the bus stop, I take the bus.
Yes, I take it too. Now that I'm a content creator, you have to move around. So I take the Uber, I take the bus, I take my husband's vehicle.
You need to keep warm.
And I haven't gone. I went once on the go train since I've been here, but I've not gone back since I've been.
You went upstairs?
Upstairs is what?
The GO train. There's a second floor there.
There's a GO train up there?
Yeah, there's a second floor.
Nice.
And then you can get to look at, especially if you're at the front of it.
Yes,
you
mean the GO train? Yes.
Yeah, the second level.
From the airport.
Yeah.
Toronto Airport to Mississauga Square.
Okay.
Yes, so I experienced it first, and yes, man, it's nice, a nice experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your name? You have a channel?
No, I
YouTube channel?
I don't have one yet.
I see you giving advice. Oh my God.
That is just life advice. That is not even a YouTube channel.
I got you.
No, it's something I've been thinking of. I don't, especially like now I'm not so mobile anymore. So I've had a couple of mishaps.
Yes.
So
Sorry about that. You know,
thank you.
but you know you don't stop. You keep moving
forward.
forward.
That is it for me now. I'm looking for the next pathway.
Yes. But you have it. You're here.
Yeah, no,
You're gathering information.
about.
Yes, she's gathering information.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning, but we're going to put what we learn into practice. So they talk about a YouTube channel, they talk about different platforms. So she's going to get on one platform that she's comfortable with.
I guess.
Yeah.
One of them.
I inspire, I inform, inspire, and motivate people. So I want to do that. Yes, I want to do that.
Even the motivators themselves need motivation.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So you can check out my channel. It's really nice.
Yes.
You know? Yes.
Is it off your name?
Yes, it's my name. You can take a picture or you can just go straight to YouTube. Guys, Posha, remember to subscribe if you're new to my channel, and welcome to my community. And I say, whatever you like, just let me know. Any question, feel free to ask and I will answer. I try to be as honest as possible. Honesty is always the best thing. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And in this world, we need it more than ever. It's so many lies out there.
It's true. Let's first be honest with ourselves. Guys, you can imagine, I meet a Jamaican and we can chat. I want to chat some more patois, but I know you may not understand it.
Yes, and it's so easy to slip into the patois.
Oh, yes.
So easy. You hear the accent and you automatically, I'm trying my best to keep it in English.
Yeah. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, can I give you a hug?
Yes, right there. So good to meet a fellow Jamaican.
Yes.
And take care of yourself.
Yes. And give me send a comment and I will know it's you.
All right.
I
think it might show up as Sunshine though.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
All right. I have another young lady. Her stuff is Sunshine as well.
Yes.
I think it's Peace, Love, Sunshine.
All right.
Yes, she's one of my
mine is Sunshine
community
Ray.
members. Sunshine Ray.
You know, like Jerry and nephew.
Yeah.
That Ray.
Yeah.
I'm not related. I wish.
Okay.
I'd be in a mansion. Yeah, so Sunshine Ray.
You can still be in a mansion, just start, all right?
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
guys, that's it. Take care.
And travel safe.
You too. Remember, just send me a comment and I know it's you. Take care, guys. That was a nice one. I hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to wrap. I really wanted to show you, but I think we have the idea. So if you're living in Toronto or somewhere in Ontario, that you can come here tomorrow. If you're interested, come out. It's really nice to see the different equipment, to hear the talks, and to just experience this expo, ProFusion. Yes. All right. We have the backpacks. Nice. I like the backpacks, you know, because I'm really thinking about getting one for when I really start traveling like that. Right now we drive to our destination, but sometimes you have to leave everything and just start traveling. You see him using the camera. All right. They're learning how to use it, eh? Wow. Hello. I see you guys talking and it just dawned on me. Let's ask them, what do you like about ProFusion this year?
That's what I don't like.
You can tell me that too, but tell me something that you like as well, so we can get both opinions.
So it's my first time attending.
Oh, your first time like myself.
Yes.
Give me a shake hand, man.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
It's very interesting just seeing all the products. That's basically what it is.
For you.
Yeah, just getting the chance to actually. It's basically just a giant stick, just that threw up on the floor.
Wow. That's nice. And you're from this area, or you're a little bit out of Toronto?
Mississauga.
Mississauga. I'm in Mississauga as well. Oh, you're in Mississauga as well. Oh, nice. So you should check out my channel, because there are some great places in Mississauga that you can, unwind, you can visit and stuff like that. Yeah. Of course. It's Posha, Posha. MAL. That's YouTube. Oh, here it is. There it is.
Posha Malcolm?
Yes. Well, I'm from St. Mary, but I live half my life in Kingston.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Same here.
You're in Kingston?
I mean, I'm not in Kingston.
No. I mean, if that's where you're from.
That's where I'm from, Ridgeway Road.
Where?
Ridgeway Road.
No, I don't know that one.
That's like, you get to the local mountain, and then you go left.
So you have Kingston and St. Andrew.
Yeah.
You have the city, Kingston, and then you have St. Andrew. Kingston.
Like I went to Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook. Okay, all right. So Kingston. But Kingston have different roads. All right, so that what I don't know.
Close to the Red Hills.
Okay, Red Hills Road.
Up the hill, we on the hill.
All right. All right. So tell me what you didn't like and tell me what you like. That's the cue to leave, right?
I think.
Okay.
I'll start with what I liked.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is my second time. I came here like a few years ago.
Oh, nice.
Actually, what I like. I love the DJI booth. They're showing off their new drones, and
yes.
I really like the Focus Motor Pro, the DJI Pro's focus system. It's a nice little system. You can turn your cinema lenses into automatic focus lenses.
Oh.
So I thought that was really cool. Other than that, the Holyland booth was amazing.
Which one?
Holyland. This one right here.
Holyland. Okay, guys. Holyland. Oh, yes. Interesting. They do what?
They do wireless transmitting. So I'm definitely going to get their new Holyland 4K transmitter.
What are you in? What are you in?
What am I in?
Yes, because that you sound as though you're in some media house.
Oh, we're both in film.
So film. Okay. Okay, what content do you create?
I'm all over the place. So it's like, I'm in short films. We did a TV series.
A TV series? Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did that. Short films mostly, but got some features and other series in the future that will come out. So.
Oh, nice, nice.
I've done a lot of DP camera work, so pretty much commercials, TV shows. Like I've shot for Suits, James Bond Quantum of Solace.
James Bond?
Yeah, when they're shooting in Toronto. But again, I was just like a cameraman for a second unit and special. I didn't get to see Daniel Craig.
Okay.
I didn't get to film. But just a lot for filming stuff anyways.
Yes. So you're in the filming industry. That's the part that you really specialize in.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Well, I'm in the vlogging and the creation part of that industry, right? So when you check out my channel, you'll see more of that. Yeah. I still have to do a bit of that as well because I carry a camera, right? I have a GoPro. I'm just actually doing live right now, guys. Say a shout out. Yes. So
oh man, I designed your soul.
no, tell me. I do promote. So if you have a channel, you can promote it. And if you want to give Jamaica a shout out, and if you're from Jamaica as well,
Democratic Republic of Congo.
So give a shout out as well. Yes, I like that. All right, give a shout out.
Shout out to DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, tous mes Français, tout le Congo. Ouais.
All right, shout out. Nice.
All right, and shout out Kingston, Jamaica, and everybody stay safe during the cartel concert. All right.
All right.
Oh, that's coming up soon, right?
That's December. That's New Year's, man.
Oh, okay, guys. It was really interesting talking to you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so send me a comment.
Yes, I will comment on it. You're on Instagram too, right?
Yes, I'm on Instagram.
All right.
Perfect. Yes, perfect. Take care. Big up. All right.
Take care.
Boom. All right, guys. All right, so there we are. Just the last of it. All right. So, guys, I hope you enjoy every moment of it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you staying with me and enjoying what I'm enjoying. You know, anywhere the happenings are, I try to find. I'm sorry, but I like to go to different events. I like to travel, and I just like to interact with people and enjoy the moment. I'm not gonna get to come back tomorrow. I doubt it, but I would have loved to, because we have to set up for the National Women's Show that will be from the 8th to the 10th of November. I hope you will be there for that, because we will be there as a vendor. All right, so thank you once again. Remember to stay safe. Remember to be kind and loving and respectful and walk good. This is Posha Malcolm, your host, and I appreciate every moment that you spend with me and learning about, you know, the different things that they have to offer here, and the talks, I really did enjoy those, and I will continue to share with you whenever I can, live or otherwise. Take care of yourself, and peace and love. One love. We say one love. And thanks again for being a part. Continue to watch my videos, especially to the end. I appreciate that a lot. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and be a part of my community. I say peace and love, blessings, one out. Until another time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.